What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Everyone has disappeared off the face of the earth, and I've got a Casper update. So this is Casper's first bear market, and mate, YouTubers are gone. Influencers. What a stupid way to run away from an industry that promises so much. I will never understand why people just are here when green candles are here. This is bear markets are for builders, right? There's extreme fear in the market, but there's lots of good development happening right now. And those that get the 10, 20, 30, 50 X's are people that are here right now. So take your effing emotion out of it. Look at yourself in the mirror. Yes, you are down on your portfolio, but the industry hasn't even got going yet. 2026 is going to be completely different. Now, the fear part, of course, whenever he's in the news, it's not a good thing. Since this guy has come in, crypto and everything is just being really, really difficult. Now, gold and silver and the stock market have all been running. Bitcoin is down 7% annually. So this is clearly a lagging trade when you consider the macro. Here's a great piece from our very own Polarity in our Discord. So durable goods came in lower than economic projections, reinforcing the potential January cut narrative. However, that decision is now minimum 20% or under, the odds. Bullish scenario, of course, macro trends confirm economic cooling, but we have seen quite the opposite. We have seen economic stability with the report. Now, what's largely driven the recent GDP numbers, which blew everything out of the water, absolutely demolished everything, is purely AI, right? AI, in terms of the individual sector within the economy, seems to be doing really well. Remember, they told us the AI bubble. It's quite the opposite. Now, lower yields on US bonds stimulating liquidity on risk assets. That is something we can look forward to. Crypto impact, AI, DeFi, broader rally starting to set up for future catalyst, either early in Q1 or Q2. The Fed has been absolutely at loggerheads right now. Divisions have gone even more deeper than expected because the Federal Reserve now, he's openly talking about replacing him, whether people like it or not. So if you look at the latest headlines, Trump says anyone who disagrees with him will never head the Federal Reserve. Surprise, surprise. We are going to get a Trump-friendly Fed lead, which is not a surprise to me. If you follow this, Stephen Moran is in there, and of course, Fed Waller and a few others are there as well. Now, there was a bit of a giveaway as to what he wanted to do, and Trump did say that he was expecting to he basically said we'll hike rates, and the markets have kind of jumped onto that, thinking that he's going to hike rates. Obviously, the statement is in the final weeks of Powell's successors selection process, it focuses attention on which of the finalists will do what Trump wants, and puts on, basically, to put it another way, Trump wants to convince whoever is in the running that you're going to do what I need you to do for me. Now, Trump did release that statement saying he did a massive Truth Social post as well, GDP. And I knew, listen, these numbers, you got to take them with a pinch of salt, right? He's, but in the modern markets, you say when you get good news, the market stays even or goes down. This is Trump. You can't make this up, right? Season's greetings to you, man. This is a complete, this guy is a retail customer, man. You wouldn't think this is the US president. Look, but in the modern market, he says, in the modern market, right? Good news is bad news for the markets. Well, that's true, Mr. President. You just finding this out. You've been giving us good news after good news while rugging us at the same time. Happy 2025, Mr. President. Season's greetings to you, but you've obviously taken the piss with your tariffs. You've absolutely shot investors to pieces. And now you can't even believe yourself that when when the market gets good news, when the market gets good news, oh, the market does bad. Potential inflation. Oh, man, this is insane. But this is the United States president. And therefore, we've got to take some of his words with seriousness and a lot of his words, just ignore them, really. Because honestly, this guy is a legend. Because if he's saying, look, we are now officially, when there is good news, the market goes down because everybody thinks that interest rates will be immediately lifted to take care of the potential inflation. That means essentially we never get a great market again. Look at this guy, man. You would honestly think there's a degen running the entire thing, but big up to Mr. President. Enough rugging, time to send it, right? Because people are capitulating, they're using their baby milk. And right now, this has been very good news for the Trump administration. But the true number or what happens here has to be reflected on the overall January going into this new Fed appointment. And of course, that brings us to the video of Casper's first bear market. Guys, I'm not here to sell you anything. You have to understand there's a lot of thick ones sometimes that come to these videos and think, oh man, it's so much down, but he's talking about it. Of course, you're going to talk about it. I'm not like these other pussy YouTubers that do a runner when the market gets going or the tough gets going, right? When things get rough, you don't see them, you don't hear from them. Christmas or not, I am here. It's my full-time work and I'm a long-term investor, 5, 10, 20 years in crypto. Moving forward, this is the future. And I would say, regardless of the price action, when you look at Casper's bear market, it's relatively holding well in comparison to some coins. Now, largely, this is because of the HTX listing this week that came in the right time. And if you look at this, the yearly volume is very striking, right? 62%, 61% on all exchanges. That's because there's no retail here. So if there's anyone with a small brain watching my videos, I'm talking about future wealth into the distance, right? And of course, there was a clear sell signal from me at the height in August. Take 20% off. Got abused for it, right? So I'm not looking to hear that. I'm looking to build, accumulate, come rain or shine, DCA, buy my crypto, regardless of a bear market, right? I'm here to move forward with exactly how I see financial freedom for my offspring, right? Now, of course, Casper's market cap just coming up to $1 billion. What a beautiful place. Come under $1 billion, Casper. As I can see, even a minimum 30 billion for Casper will do absolute wonders for people, right? Now, in terms of the price, this is a fantastic tool here. You can see price around this 4-cent mark, pumps to around 4.5. I mean, it's long-term price. I see $1, right? I see $1. Now, a lot of people are asking, right? If you look at the power law, Casper's power law, and this is a brilliant post. Regression line, first regression. If you see the first price movements here, 5 cents is where we are right now, 2025, right? Fair value should be around 4.5x to about 25. And then you have the median line here, which is around 26 cents. 58 cents would be about 11x, right? And $1.30 will be a massive 26x from 5 cents. Now, if we do fall below this, and we can do, because I did, the title of the video is Casper's first kind of bear market here. And you can see a similar thing here for Bitcoin. What you can look is what's coming as a catalyst in 2026. Now, of course, we've done, the project has gone through a lot in 2025. But Galleon mainnet closes run by community node operators, January 2026. Of course, we just had HTX. February, Flint open mainnet. Of course, TGE. There's projects on there. March, February again here. Whitelisted mainnet with core debt. So this is more development here. And when you look at that as a future roadmap, nothing says Binance or Coinbase or whatever. But I think ultimately money does find Casper, right? They are planning a new virtual machine plus language built on the Cairo language and many other things. So I would say, as far as me looking at the overall Casper situation, is Casper did crazy things in 22, 23, and 24 compared to where it came from. And then it slowly regressed. So listen, I would go as far as saying, if Casper comes back to a level of 1 cent or thereabouts, I will, excuse me, I will pull the trigger some more. I will get myself, I don't know, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, whatever I can afford. I would definitely get myself tagged along. Now, KRC20s and mints and all of that, don't really care about this. I'm looking for DeFi POW projects being built on top of Casper. Of course, Casper's order book here, which is, again, you know, Casper Lens has done a tremendous job here because it does quantify everything that you need. But you can see here at different levels, buy orders, sell orders at different levels that you can potentially look at. Introduction to Casper, for those who don't know, proof of work, just like Bitcoin, and of course built on ZK, GhostDAG. It's an incredibly powerful tool and a standard in crypto when it comes to the overall speed that proof of work cryptocurrency can achieve. So this is price versus hash rate. Hash rate right now 0.5 petahash below. Of course, sentiment for Casper is fear. The title of the video is Casper's first bear market. But if you look at the thousands of percent that Casper gained in 2022, 2023, 2024, and it's down annually about 55 to 60%, I'd probably say this is going to be one of the best performers in a bear market because it's been in a downtrend for a very long time. You can see here in the green, light green chart here. And so has the hash rate, you know, going down slowly. So in my opinion, this is the Casper's advent calendar here. It's just a little fun seasonal greetings, of course. And December is here, my friends. But look, there's a lot going on the macro picture. My video quite simply doesn't tell you to buy or sell any particular project. It is totally up to you. If you're holding 1,000 shit coins, I'd probably start getting rid of them now while Bitcoin goes between 87 to potentially a Santa rally of around $100,000. When you see that, get rid of your shit, right? Buy fundamentally strong cryptocurrencies. And this is just only going to start this year, like literally ending this year. But next year, the whole US, Trump, that whole thing is going to kick off. So from a tariff, from Trump perspective, I think it'll be volatile. If the numbers, these GDP numbers are propped up by AI, like I think they are, it's going to be very fascinating to see what happens. But, you know, we can never have great market again. I mean, he's making specific references. I think he will ultimately go more on fire. I think he will have a lot to do with the market going either direction, and he will sometimes pump it, sometimes nuke it. Historically, he's got the trigger finger with the nukes. So we see how that pans out. But a happy new year to you. And if you think Casper's performance for the last 12 months has not been great, which I obviously agree with, and I'm one of the few in the community that demands a super duper tier 1 the best of the best listing. I don't give a shit like where the community gets the money. I'm not here for charitable reasons. I think in the future they've got to pump out bags because this has obviously been a tough 12 months since probably June 2024, where the markets, or July, where the markets top for CAS, and then it's been cascading down heavily. But listen, have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Of course, it's Christmas Eve today. I don't expect you to be watching these kind of videos, but it's important to know the dynamics of the market. And in case you don't know, right?
Money. Let's ask our panel. Everyone here at Post 9 today. Fundstrat's Tom Lee, iTower Stephanie Link, and CIB.
I don't want to hear Tom Lee, to be fair. There is...
Oh, my God, there might not be another interest rate cut. Better sell some Bitcoin. There it is right now, down 598 at 87. We'll talk about where it's been with Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO. I was looking at Coinbase. Got as high as 300 back in 21.
Well, here's the thing. Fundamentally, if Bitcoin is broken, do we need rate cuts? Because plenty of people have been wrong this cycle, right? If this is the true end of the cycle, then nobody is right, because altcoins, anybody who's in altcoins has not made any money at all, like by and large. And then you've obviously got this guy waiting in the wings.
Kevin, you got strong growth, lower inflation. Looks like a perfect scenario.
Yeah, and one of the things that I would like to add is that Larry Kudlow and I, on the show for the last 2 months, have been telling you you're going to get a 4% number.
You did indeed.
And so it's really interesting to see the headlines from the fake news. Everywhere you look, it's like, oh, it's a completely surprising north of 4% number. But the point is that President Trump's policies are working. And they're very visibly working now because we've seen the data. And President Trump, when we were talking about the numbers, he said something like, "Well, why don't we get 20%?" Did you see that he truthed to that today?
I did. That's a little ambitious.
I don't know about 20%, but the point is that we're in a very unprecedented time. The macro thing is that it's just like when we invented the computer, and then, or was it Al Gore that did that? He was the internet, and then all of a sudden in the 90s we had incredible growth year after year after year with no inflation. And so,
I think we can. By the way, I think we can put it. I think we have those numbers. Do you have the numbers, producers? Can you put that up? Because the Reagan tax cuts, for a lot of reasons, mostly political.
There's also a talk about tax refunds. But anyway, 2026 has a lot of macro tailwinds. Again, you got to make the call. Once we get a rally, you've got to be able to size your bags accordingly and stop consuming shit coins, because I think that is ultimately, you won't be able to sleep at night because they could go to zero. A lot of them have gone to zero. I've had good ones, bad ones. Doesn't really matter. But what matters is how we build from here. So watch these markets, keep dry powder. And like I said, if you're not going to be in crypto for the next 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, don't bother watching these videos because they're not meant for you. Anyway, guys, have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. Take care.